Attention, please. The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
next time they shine your light in the sky, don't go to it. The bat is dead. Bury it. Consider this mercy.
Tell me. Do you bleed? You will.
Okay, and we're on.
We're on. So how are you, Doc?
Bit busy, bit tired, lots of things happening.
Sa pinsan,
Kasi nga, 'di ba, umiinit na ang space tungkol sa artificial intelligence. So,
yes, oo nga. How was the DCMM interview?
masaya. Teleradyo, si
Oh.
Papa Awel. Yeah, I enjoyed that. It also tells me na there's a lot of opportunity to improve pa yung awareness ng mga tao tungkol sa AI. Kasi yung unang banat kagad ni Papa Awel,
Here.
may mawawala ng trabaho,
Yes.
may mandadaya ang mga students sa school.
Actually
And
happened.
it's actually happening already. And for me, that's just the beginning. I think, we don't see the job losses yet, pero may mga nag-announce na, di ba? Si IBM announced already.
Yung sa one of the reasons why may writer's strike sa US.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Yeah.
Ongoing pa ba yun?
Pa-start lang, ongoing. So one of the complaints was the AI. Bakit ang timing nila grabe?
Correct.
Pang klase. Hindi pa yung outside our topic. There's fear-mongering na naman about COVID. Which somehow my doctor, si Doc Anner, somehow pinapakalma na hindi siya ganun actually hindi talaga siya dapat patakutan now because
ano nangyari doon?
COVID is being treated at home na nga na lang di ba? Wala eh. So I think may something behind like who's in charge now. Marcos is away.
Okay.
A hidden agenda.
Well, hindi mo na masabi these days. Parang everything, kumbaga what you see in front, hindi yan yung potentially totoong kwento.
Yun nga. Isa pa yun. And ano pang other issues ko na sa'yo but before we start
well, yun lang naman. I'm looking at the appreciation of AI, broadly speaking. Parang hindi yata, I wouldn't say people are there yet. Masyado maraming fear-mongering na nangyayari.
Yeah.
And at the same time, yun nga, I think there's more to improve in terms of yung not just the awareness, but yung actually the action. Like, okay, now that you know AI is there, what do you do?
Mukhang apprehension. Yun yung apprehension of people. Natural for for us humans to fear the unknown.
Yeah, but it's interesting kasi I haven't seen this type of hype. I don't remember.
Before we started the AI, parang okay. Our AI series, parang okay lang, di ba? Parang nandyan na yan. Sige.
Okay.
Pinapansin.
It's not the same, but it's similar to, naalala mo nung unang sumikat yung blockchain.
Yeah.
And people were forecasting the end of the financial system as we know it. Parang all commerce will move to digital currencies and then mawawala na yung physical paper money. And
those
actually, di naman nangyari. Ang nangyari was governments tried, I don't know if they've succeeded, to implement their own blockchain. Parang ganun yung dating.
Parang ganun.
And yung mga blockchain companies, Marami mga high profile na na sumabog eh.
Oh, diba? So what we're seeing is the same kind of fear and yung uneasiness kasi hindi mapipredict eh. Diba? Na ang weird na. Ang weird lalo na yung interview sa'yo sa teleradyo. Para ikaw lang yung positive sa AI.
Yeah.
Lahat ng guest was parang papalitan sila.
Here's a little I don't know kung chismis to, no? Pero the BPO industry is supposedly at risk from automation.
Yeah.
But I have not heard any major declaration from them. So I surmise most of them are either mulling it over, thinking about it, and parang
Ilang percent ba yung BPO industry sa the whole ng country?
but I think it's big kasi it accounts for a big chunk of foreign currency revenue. The last time I checked, kapantay na niya yung OFW remittances. So the amount of money sent by OFWs pa uwi, which is billions of dollars, no? Halos ganun na or lumagpas na yung foreign currency remittance ng mga, di ba, nag-outsource ng mga companies, di ba, to Philippines. So from a national standpoint, income yan natin from abroad. So malaking chunk na yun ang BPO. In terms of sectoral, it's still smaller than something like, let's say, manufacturing. Still big. Manufacturing is the biggest. Pero it's right up there. And yun nga, of all of the things that we can export, tao talaga yung ine-export natin in the form of OFWs or in the form of BPO labor. We are basically a people exporting country. And I think that's not a bad thing, so to speak. Maganda naman yun eh. I think the downer lang is you are now exposed to the economic performance of the offshoring companies, and the offshoring countries. So, kunyari magkaroon ng recession sa US, pa ba yung mga top nag-offshore sa atin, Europe, then that will fluctuate then, no? Kasi it's so easy to shut off a BPO from abroad. May nila, okay, we'll cancel the contract. Wala muna kami papadala na calls dyan. IT naman yan eh, no? They're routing all of their calls papuntang Pilipinas. They can just say, no muna, stop. Kaya some of the BPOs, as you've seen over the years, may mga lumaki, may mga lumiit, may mga nag-merge, di ba? Like one of the big ones was, I think, Convergys. If I'm not mistaken, Convergys merged with, I don't know what it was, People Support or something. Basta malaking BPO, and that sent shockwaves na for a company like Convergys to consider merging. I see that as a massive indicator every time. Pag may nag-merge na, that means independently, hindi na viable yung growth. It made more, and that doesn't mean they lost money. It just meant that it made more financial sense for the owners to sell and merge with another company. Cash out na sila. But that was years ago. That was pre-pandemic. So during the pandemic, I was curious how that worked. No?
Pareho pa rin yata ang practice. Like, what happened with my daughter was working sa BPO, and then all of a sudden, oops, wala na tayong kliyente.
Oo.
Wala ganun. Happened lang. Recently.
Yeah, it can happen. I don't think that the change will be as drastic as people might assume. Pero it will not also take forever. Kasi being at I'm not necessarily at the forefront, no, but seeing yung mga nangyayari sa artificial intelligence. Actually, the roots of the BPO's demise were planted a long time ago. Nung unang lumabas yung robotic process automation, RPA. And that wasn't even like AI type of automation. It was just purely process-oriented, where yung mga repeatable tasks mo. An RPA naman is essentially, parang are you familiar with Excel macros?
Oo.
Where you can automate steps in a spreadsheet. You can record a macro, which is essentially pinalog lang ng Excel.
Parang I forgotten how to do that na.
It's magic, actually. I used to use macros a lot. So something that used to take, dati ng time na yun, used to take 30 to minutes to 4 hours. Nung na-macro ko na, na lang, 5 minutes na.
Diba? I mean, like, yun yung kinocomplain nila kasi sabi ko, I can match their speed with my hands.
And anyway, the bottom line there is, if you can record processes, then there's less manual intervention. Purely input-output ka na lang. Yun yung goal.
So, yun yung process ng what program is that?
May mga applications like UiPath is a popular one. UiPath, RPA. Hanap tayo. RPA platforms. But hindi naman niya goal is to eliminate jobs. No? Ang goal lang niya is to eliminate repetitive work. Yan, UiPath, Automation Anywhere. Meron din Microsoft Automation. Interesting. These are, they call it low-code development platforms. Kasi ang numero unong kalaban naman ng mga manual work is
automate.
IT, basically. No? You create a software, create a website, an app that does what humans can do. Pero kailangan may human pa rin. And of course, one of the hardest things to automate is human interaction.
Kasi nung nasa accounting hindi magmamako. Yung data naman nun, kami din mag-analyze.
Correct. So, yun nga, human interaction, which is what? Speech and text and whatnot, blah, blah, blah.
So, balik tayo dun sa itong Writers Guild of America na they were complaining about ChatGPT doing plots.
Oh, wow.
Writing. Kaya kasama sa rallying point nila kung bakit ganun. Plus, syempre, yung let's face it, yung mga writers woke, talagang woke. So, ewan ko kung bakit.
Oo.
Nag-rally pa sila. Diba? Weird. And so, ano na tayo sa ating topic proper, which is the depiction of AI in popular culture sa ating pagbubukan.
Yeah, last time I had fun with yung mga TV show, no? TV show, but that was 80s. Actually,
ayun,
the 90s.
Ang dami, no? Ang dami after ng 80s, ang dami.
I'm wondering lang if, of course, this begs parang a scientific poll, no? Or semi-scientific poll. Parang how many times AI is portrayed as something evil or something that will end humanity. Like the most the most recent one is probably Westworld. No? Westworld. Na yun literally nabuhay yung mga spoiler alert, nabuhay yung mga robots. Kasi it's a theme park populated by these parang like automatons. And then yung grand thesis pala nung creator was to give them consciousness by having them experience pain.
Yeah.
No? Parang kasama daw yun sa consciousness.
Circle of life.
So ay parang gano'n ang, I think every time, naalala mo nung panahon pa niya, and IBM Deep Blue beat Gary Kasparov. Ano mo yun?
Yung chess player.
Chess, oo. I think ever since nangyari yun, people were expecting na robots are gonna take over, blah blah blah. Yun ang thesis, no? And I don't think this is any different. Can the robots take over now? My answer would be they can take over more things now than they used to. Pero hindi pa rin siya like a parang total replacement therapy for humans, no?
Di sila parang The Matrix.
Wala pa doon. Although yung kunyari, yung mga galawan sa ChatGPT and AutoGPT are close to the theoretical approximation of it. Ano ba yung issue na yun? Parang, the issue kasi is, when you get to a point where you can design AI that can redesign AI, that's the problem. Parang, pag naintindihan na niya how its own code works, and you allow it to parang edit itself, and then it can infinitely edit itself, no, until it becomes very, very efficient and very capable. That's when it becomes
Dangerous.
a singularity. And the problem is, kung go back to kind of some formal definitions, ang AI naman kasi, hindi pa naman talaga ganun. Kasi, number one, you need humans to prompt it. No? You need humans to build it. Pero there's a type of AI kasi that has been gaining popularity for a long time, which is called reinforcement under RL. And these are the AI that beat the chess players, that beat the Go players. Yung AlphaGo, for example, that's a reinforcement learning application. Ano ba ibig sabihin ng reinforcement learning? Ang typical AI kasi, or any machine learning, I might interchange those two terms. They learn from past data. So meron kang trend, the AI will learn that trend and then forecast it moving forward. Ganun naman simple, in a simple manner, lahat ng AI. Or meron kang mga data, pictures of cats, pictures of dogs, and then the AI will learn the difference. So next time, given a new picture, sabihin niya kung cat or dog. Classification. Now, the way that those AI work is actually very, it's all about mathematical optimization. Parang, kunyari, you have a trend. The AI will guess what the trend of that data is. Every time huhula siya, meron siyang error. The difference between the real and the guess. So every time na they make a guess, may error, they'll make another guess. Kung lumit yung error, that means the AI knows it's getting closer to the truth, no? Until finally, it keeps guessing and guessing and guessing until mamaya mo, naka-fit na siya. That's how most AI work. It's a process of error reduction.
Hindi ba pre-programming?
Yeah, it's part of what, well, that's why you need programming to do it. Kasi you need the loop. Okay, so ganun ang traditional AI. Now, ang reinforcement learning works slightly differently. Reinforcement learning is actually at least two calculations working together. One calculation is yung traditional AI, trying to minimize the error. And the other calculation is more for reinforcement, meaning meron siyang binibigay na additional input dun sa original model. Kunyari in a game like Pong or Breakout, Atari, Breakout, you're trying to bounce a ball until it hits a wall na uubos. That was one of the earliest games na minaster ni DeepMind. Syempre, yung act of hitting a wall, tapos magkakascore, that's a reinforcement indicator. So that one model, what it does is, it basically keeps a score. And binibigyan niya ng input yung isang model na, uy, tama yung ginawa mo. Reinforce. So every time you hit the objective, may score. The goal ngayon of this second model is to maximize the score. The goal of the first model is to minimize the error. Ito mo? So it can, ang nangyayari, the system starts learning how to move, let's say, a control in the game, like a paddle, or sa AlphaGo decide where to put the next piece. Kasi medyo may rudimentary logic na siya, may reasoning na siya. No? It starts to think for itself. Kasi basta ang goal lang niya, reduce the error and maximize the gain. No? And between those two rules, you can put those two models in any framework, and then suddenly natututo yung machine. Takes forever though. Takes a long time. Kaya yung training na sinasabi nila. Like kilala mo yung Boston Dynamics, no? Yung robot na halos tao na maglakad. That was done through reinforcement learning din. Parang yung data nang gagaling throughout the entire body of the robot. That's a data feed, yung mga joints, yung mga arms, naka-extend pa na hindi. And then, the bottom line of that robot is to keep upright. So kahit itulak siya, alam na nung system kung paano tumayo. Kung nadapa siya, alam na ng system paano mag-get up. Tapos habang naglalakad yung robot, since maraming beses na siya natumba,
Alam na niya.
the reinforcement learning already knows the subtle movements needed to keep the robot upright. So in a very, very, very rudimentary way, it's learning. Yun yung totoong learning. Kasi yung unang machine learning, optimization na talaga yun. It's optimizing on past data lang. Pero with reinforcement learning, you're also optimizing on new data coming in. So dynamic siyang nag-a-adjust in a way. So yan, RL. So fast forward tayo to ChatGPT. The way ChatGPT works, in a nutshell, the base model there is a GPT, they call it. Yung generative pre-trained transformer. It's essentially a model that predicts sequences of stuff. It can be words, can be images. And the way it learns it is, syempre, you feed it existing data also, mga sentences. No? So, namamap niya, kunyari in a 5-word sentence, yung 5 words become, they call it tokens. No? And then the presence of the tokens relative to other tokens, yun yung inaaralan yung pattern. So, pag sinabing, the cat sat, or the cat stood, or the cat moved. So, yung sat, moved, and stood, these are tokens after the word cat. And given all of the data na finid niya, kinabisado na ng model yung statistical probability na given these 2 words, the cat, ano yung best likely na susunod. And then after that, given these 3 words, ano yung next likely na 4th word, and etc. So can you imagine how complicated that was? Just learning these sequences. Pero as I said, that's just traditional machine learning. Yung parang memorizing ano yung next in the sequence, tapos yung position. Ang ginawa ng OpenAI, dinagyan nila ng reinforcement learning. This is how it worked. So, yung GPT just tells you the next word in a sequence. Pero hindi pa yan yung ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a different thing. ChatGPT is a chatbot. It's a different application, but they work together. So, yung chatbot, what's a chatbot? It's conversation. I say this, you say that. So, the way they trained it, kumbaga parang sa chess, nag-move si queen, ano yung move mo si bishop, parang gano'n. So, in this case, ang naging training was conversations. There's a prompt, and then they ask human beings to answer. Like, what is the color of the sky? The color of the sky is blue. Parang gano'n. Maraming gano'n. So, humans muna ang sumasagot. The way humans would answer it. So they recruited lots of volunteers. I think they paid about 10,000 people to just answer questions, no? And then the answers to the questions become a model. So kinakabisado na ngayon ng GPT. Pag tinanong itong sentence na to, ito yung sagot. Okay, so that's phase 1. Okay, so you do this enough times, you now have a big repository, and the model has learned what are the likely answers to a question. Pero hindi pa siya perfectly nakakasagot kasi maraming variations. So, second phase, ang ginawa nila, okay, ask a question ulit. And then yung based dun sa original model, magsasuggest na siya ng sagot. Parang 4 answers. Practice. And then they get the people again to come in and say, okay, dito sa mga sagot na to, alin dyan yung pinakatama at alin dyan yung pinakamali. Kumbaga, wag nyo nang sagutin, just grade the system. So, people are rating it. So, yung results ng rating na yon become another model. So, in reinforcement learning, remember, dalawa yung model. One is reducing the error and the one is maximizing the reward. So, itong second phase na to is the reward model. So, may ability na ngayon tayo to score the answer. And then the third phase is yun na, reinforcement learning na. Given a question, model 1 will answer, and then model 2 will score the answer. Kung depende dun sa natutunan niya, dun sa mga scores ng tao. And then model 1 will look at the score and answer again to check kung tataas yung score niya. So parang parang nagpa-practice siya, is it this or is it this? Is it this? Parang ganon. And then nagla-learn na yung dalawa yun. And then you run that for a long time, no?
ChatGPT, you can pass.
Oo, as in three layers of reinforcement learning. So, ang result ngayon, because they trained it so long and with so much data and with so many answers, is what you see now. Na parang kung sumagot siya, parang tao. No? Parang tao.
Ano siya? Is that good enough for you? Ganun.
Eh, yun ang problema. Actually, ito yung problema. So, the reinforcement learning paradigm parang wins again, no? And somehow it's produced this chat. Ang problema, well, the way I appreciate it, in a fixed environment like a chessboard, there are only so many moves. So you can only interact in so many ways, and you can only win or lose in so many ways. So there's no way to be a racist, for example, in a chessboard, unless you look at the colors of the chess pieces, black or white. You can only like move up a chess piece, and that can be a dumb move, a good move, or a wrong move. Ganun lang naman yun, di ba? Pero in a conversation, super dynamic ng environment. Kasi the answer can be something that satisfies the error model. It's actually accurate as far as the words are concerned. Now, when you say niggers, baka ma-censor ako, are black, that's probably accurate. Statistically accurate as a word. Pero, is it appropriate?
Yun ang is it appropriate?
So, the problem is, the one that gauges appropriateness is the reward model. And that was based on a rating system by people, and they may or may not actually appreciate everything about language. Baka merong isang right wing doon, ito yung renate niya, may isang leftist doon, ito yung renate niya. So, na-capture yun. So, ngayon, it's possible for the model to say something completely inappropriate, and it still satisfies all the conditions. Okay, that's one problem. Second problem, because nga language is so diverse and so complex, marami tayo pa nga natututunan about ChatGPT every day na the original creators maybe didn't even know. So, kunyari, if you have parang a broad superset of possible conversations, ang na-map lang ng mga tao itong maliit na area na to kasi yun yung existing data. Pero hindi natin alam, baka there are other conversations. Nag-blink. Yeah. So there's a broad set of conversations, and then a small set of conversations lang yung alam natin. Pero based dun sa natutunan na yun, ng model na yun, there could be many more conversations that are completely possible, pero beyond what humans imagine. And this is what's scaring a lot of the people. Na may mga emergent, they call it emergent properties of the
Pag gagawa tayo ng kwento, the emergence.
Yeah, I think so. Parang sa sa fiction. They said every plot has already been written in the past. Diba? Pero we continue to recycle plots, combine plots, hash more plots, and that hasn't stopped entertainment from occurring. Parang we're still entertained by all of these new movies and stories. So in a way, ganyan din yung pwedeng
Blinking, Doc.
Oo nga eh. I don't know why. Is it my internet?
Mukhang delikado yung topic natin, kaya ganyan.
Baka sinisensor na. Nagko-convert naman yung original eh. So, I think you'll be able to copy. Is-stitch together mo na lang. What was I saying? Yeah. So, there could be new conversations that we've never imagined. And yung mga proponents of itong 6-month pause are saying, stop muna. Pag-aralan muna natin to. But, ang tanong dyan is 6 months enough to learn about everything? And what can happen in the interim? Yung problema.
As fast as technologies going, kulang 6 months na yan.
Yeah, correct.
Parang diba? Parang organism. Anyway, so I have a question for yung depiction ng AI in popular anime and manga series.
AI in manga.
Manga.
Ang naalala ko dyan yung Ghost in the Shell. Remember that?
Ghost in the Shell, yeah.
Oh.
Yung like,
And
ang weird
there's another one pala, yung Pat Labor. You ever watched
pattern.
that?
Yung
It's a robot cartoon. No?
mecha siya. Mecha na,
Yeah. Pero yung Pat Labor, is Pat Labor 1? Is it Pat Labor 1, yung movie?
mm,
May konting tinge of AI or a person trying to imbue his soul into a machine. So Ghost in the Shell, ganun din.
ganun din.
Oo. Lalong ganun. Kasi doon parang, actually yan yung fascinating about the near future, which I think we will live it, at least, we will live long enough to see it.
Sa lifetime natin makikita natin yan.
Oo, dalawa lang naman yan, Android or cyborg futures, di ba? Sabi nila.
Yeah.
Android future is robots independent of humans. Cyborg is robots and humans, or machines and humans are merging.
Power extreme.
And I think yun yung next, parang,
The next phase of the AI evolution. Meron anime, like, di ba, usong-uso yung role-playing games sa internet, yung first person,
mhm.
yung mga kagaya ng anong game yun? Marami eh. Kaso, may mga anime like Log Horizon.
Ay, hindi ko alam yun. Can you tell me about that?
Log Horizon is like, ano to yung mga players sa cyberworld na
Okay.
online sila. So nangyari, someone or something got them stuck in the video game. So doon sila nabuhay. Ang daming technically AI yun. Yung nag-ano na they yung nabuhay sila doon with the people of the land, so to speak. Yung programs na nasa game, naka-program sa game, nag-interact sila. Ang pinaka nila environment is parang medieval times. Pero the fact na may nag-trap sila sa kanila dun sa computer simulated games, it's one of the few animes na parang ganun yung tema.
Yeah. Sa mga non-anime na cartoons, I remember yung Jetsons, of course. Futuristic siya. Yung by the makers of Simpsons, yung Futurama. I love Futurama.
Futurama.
Oo. No? Transformers, I guess. There are robots. The whole idea of a robotic... actually, that may intersection yan with yung mga predictions ng mga futurists about the likelihood we will encounter aliens is probably very remote. Most likely we will
meet the future versions of mankind.
Well, that's one approach. The other one is you will meet the robots of the aliens.
Wow.
Kasi robots daw ang parang way of exploring the universe without
without the limitations of organics. Yun ang another anime na ganun din ang tema is Sword Art Online. Same plot. Nandun sila, may mga boss levels. They're like playing the game, silang guilds, and somehow they want to escape the world which trapped them. So, pinaka mission nila is find out who trapped them in that world. Alam mo, mahilig yung mga bata sa mga ganung klase ng experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mga games. Kaya engross sila sa those types of games.
Oo.
Monster Hunter game yun. Di ba yung napanood mo yung movie?
Ano pa ba yung mga popular anime na... Well, Astro Boy was an old one.
Sa ano, 60s pa. Yung
Oh,
original.
yun para may pagka-Pinocchio. Pero if Pinocchio could fire blasters from his
And
hand
Fly.
and fly.
Meron akong video game dati na sa PlayStation na Astro World, which I really like.
Talaga.
Oo, pero hindi naman ako masyadong gaming. Saan ako na lang. Tapos meron pang anong klase manga, yung mga super robots. Di ba? Bottas 5, Kepler Robot, Mazinger Z, Great Mazinger, Mazing Kaiser. Everything has an AI that operates somehow with the main bida.
Yeah. There was a series that I loved before, yung Robotech. Pero that's really more aliens. No? Pero one of the lower, kasi syempre Robotech had a very deep. It's actually the merger of three, I'm sure you know this, no? Three different anime. Yung Macross, Southern Cross, tsaka Mospeda. Anyway, yung parang, it's no longer considered canon, no? Pero nagkaroon kasi ng Robotech parang novelization, which I followed closely. I was an avid fan of that novelization. Galing kasi na pagkasulat. And then one of the characters in the novelization was an artificial intelligence called the Awareness. And I think yun nga parang in any science fiction, there will always be an AI mechanism. It seems like it's parang an inevitable device, plot device that will be used for
every sci-fi plotline.
Parang there isn't a sci-fi na walang AI. Has to be always.
Yes.
And then yung chance of AI becoming sentient and becoming an enemy, yan din yung popular trope in
We always expect that di ba? So aside from yung anime and manga, yung representation ng AI sa contemporary literature. Ano yung contemporary literature na yun?
Na hindi movies.
Na hindi movies.
Actually, I just searched ngayon There are many movies where AI is treated as a villain. No? Terminator, 2001 Space Odyssey, The Matrix, iRobot. Have you seen Ex Machina? That's a fantastic movie. No? 2014.
Parang hindi ko tinuloy. Although, yung plot niya nakita ko
Ultron, of course, Avengers.
Ultron, yes.
War Games, we saw that. Chappie. Yung Chappie, maganda. District 9, yung creator of District 9. Parang Chappie is a robot that suddenly realized buhay siya.
Meron kagaya ng Chappie, Monsters of Man, the year 2000, 2020, during the pandemic. Pinanood ko yun. Like, ang ganda ng graphics, ng CGI niya, yung mga robots, na parang reminds me of the cross between Chappie and iRobot. So, ang doon, nagkaroon na parang malfunction yung chip ng robot, and he started killing people. And eventually naging kakampi siya ng tao. That is a good film actually. I watched it only one time ba. Dami kasi nung pandemic wala tayong ginagawa. Yeah. Then there's literature.
Naalala mo yung Her na movie?
Her.
It's starring Joaquin Phoenix. And he falls in love with yung digital assistant niya. Which is parang a device lang na si Scarlett Johansson yata yung voice.
Assistant, parang it's an actual job na.
Di ba? And there was a very abstract scene in that movie, I remember, where the digital assistant hires a prostitute
Mhm.
to, I guess, have sex with the
Walking Phoenix.
with Joaquin Phoenix. Pero ang visualize ni Joaquin Phoenix yung digital assistant. Parang physical, ano lang yung, parang proxy lang yung babae.
Weird na mga ng
And
ano, tao.
and then the ending was fantastic. Remember the ending where na-realize ni Joaquin Phoenix na hindi lang pala siya yung ini-entertain ng AI. Kasi the AI is a commercial product.
No, lahat
So,
lahat.
the AI has a relationship with many humans and parang pinaprocess lang niya yung So that's the problem. I think ChatGPT is talking to everyone right now.
Oo nga.
It doesn't take a lot to make it learn from these interactions and then bring that learning to you, no? Parang right now, I hope naka-firewall yung mga interactions natin with ChatGPT. But there's no way to know. There's really
Ang ano ng ChatGPT, I mean, like, parang iba na yung ginagamit ko since yung last week. Tsaka yung this week. Magkaiba siyang mukha pero parang similar lang. Weird. OpenAI. Yun ang yun. It's open kasi.
Oo nga eh. Literature, sabi mo, di ba? Di ba yung mga literature? Ang naisip ko dyan yung mga naging movie din eh. Pero
Oh,
mga
man.
sci-fi authors, no? Of course, Isaac Asimov is a big one. Yung mga cyberpunk authors like William Gibson. I love William Gibson.
Mhm.
He wrote, Neuromancer. Naalala mo yung Johnny Mnemonic?
Yes, yes. Parang
That's Keanu Reeves.
precursor ng The Matrix. Parang,
Yung Johnny Mnemonic,
pero meron
he's a
siyang-
courier
Oo.
and ini-encode sa brain niya yung data.
Oo.
Tapos ita-download niya.
Ang weird yun. Plus yung Strange Days, parang ganun. Di ba? Meron silang yung pleasure nerve yata na ano ng machine or anong gadget yun. Tapos parang drug siya.
Tapos naalala ko, gaano ba kalaki yung memory ng brain niya? Hanapin ko nga. Parang something like 2 gig lang ata or something eh. So, really, really low amount. I don't remember.
Pero ano, napansin mo ba to? Whenever sci-fi goes on a high level sa biglang after nung parang cycle yun, biglang babagsak yung those kinds of kwento. Biglang babalik tayo sa love, babalik tayo sa war. Hindi lang ano yung western, hindi lang siya. Although, yung Westworld was a nice mixture of sci-fi and western. So, lalo yung bago. Enjoy that series. Sayang hindi pa nadagdagan. They ended it abruptly.
Yeah, actually, that's an interesting perspective na you have to assume ChatGPT was trained also on all of these stories about AI. So part of its parang ability to reason includes scenarios like Terminator and what. So, yun tanong eh, parang kasama yan sa logic na naka-encode sa GPT.
Saka yung ano niya, yung range ng GPT, yung chat. Nanong siya kanina about yung pulp hero from the 30s, si The Spider.
Yep.
Ano yun eh, parang si Green Hornet na ang motif ng Spider. Pero kayang gumawa ng story using GPT kasi nga public domain itong mga characters na ito.
Ito, may nakuha ko. Here are the common tropes of AI in fiction. The singularity. The idea that AI will eventually surpass human intelligence and lead to a technological singularity. Parang may movie dito si Scarlett Johansson, naalala mo? Where she got parang infected by drug. Lucy. Pero yung tao naman yun. Then the Frankenstein complex, the fear that AI will become uncontrollable and turn against its creators. I love Frankenstein actually. I love the the Kenneth Branagh version of it. Yung naging sequel of Dracula,
Mm,
yung very Victorian Gothic
horror
version.
talaga.
Na si Robert De Niro yung si
Yung
si
monster.
the monster.
Mm,
The Robot Rebellion. The idea that robots or other artificial beings will rebel against their human creators. The
yeah.
Pinocchio syndrome, the desire of an AI to become more human and gain emotions. The uncanny valley, the concept that as robots become more human-like in appearance, there's a point where their similarity to humans becomes unsettling. Ooh.
Oh,
The three laws of robotics, Asimov's laws that govern behavior to ensure that their actions are aligned with human values.
scary.
Okay.
Yung mga scenario na yun. And to think na man has thought of those things, but somehow, somewhere,
Mhm.
AI will continue those same things. Diba? Grabe. So another question here, the role of AI in social media platforms and online communities.
Yeah.
Yan. So, siguro matagal yung discussion.
Yeah, baka we can save it for the next one. Pero just to cap off yung discussion on literature and fiction.
Mhm.
Parang I feel that there's a common tendency for people to disassociate from the machine. In other words, parang we want to, parang, oh yan, calculator yan, pero tao pa rin ako. Parang ganun. Not realizing,
May
uh,
chaotic na.
yeah, tsaka the machine is only, part of it's part of being a human. Kasi these are our creations eh. The tools reflect the tool maker. Pero yung thought of the tool becoming independent seems to just mess people up eh. Parang hindi nila appreciate. And that's why I think, eto na, yung mga nakikita na natin, mga signs in the horizon are part of that.
So, yeah. Oh, so,
Sige. Well, we're at the hour.
our limit na tayo.
We can,
Ano na
ano ba
tayo?
yung next major topic natin? Para, we can save up some more.
Ang next major topic natin is, as usual, yung kanina, social media, the role of AI in
Social media.
platforms.
Yeah, I think we need to save an entire session about that. Kasi nga, yung thought about regulating AI. Like I heard recently, kilala mo ba si Christopher Wiley?
Mhm. Parang nabasa ko sa
Yeah, he used to be part of Cambridge Analytica.
Mhm.
And I think he was recently here in Manila, interviewed by Maria Ressa on,
Oh no.
ayan na, nagpaparamdam na siya.
Parang mark na tayo.
Okay. Yeah, anyway, he was here, Maria Ressa.
Parang ghost.
And ang proposal niya about artificial intelligence is to regulate it. And I feel na that's not gonna work yet. Kasi nga, it's easy to regulate if you have monopolies. Kasi you can regulate via the monopoly. Pero ang production kasi of AI is very
With
democratic. Anyone can do it. So how do you regulate that?
Silicon. And so, just as Doc was saying, that regulating social media is one of the impending problems with AI, the use of artificial intelligence. So we'll discuss this in the coming week, in the coming topic. So that's it for now, and hope you enjoyed the stream. Bye for now.